everybody, it's Ben Stowe from NLFX, and I'm here with my very good friend Paul Heyerdahl from Roland.
Hello.
And he is going to talk to you about the brand spanking new V-60HD from Roland and some of the very cool features contained therein. So that being said, Paul, take us away.
Thanks, Ben. So Roland has always had video switchers that are either 4 inputs or 8 or more inputs. One of the great things about the V60 is it sits in that 6 input range. So it has 4 SDI inputs as well as 2 HDMI inputs, which are both scaled. So you have scaling on the input. And then you also have a dedicated multi-view, which is another HDMI input. On channel 6, by the way, for your HDMI input, you have an RGB component selection as well too. So you can bring in RGB component signals as well as HDMI, and you can choose between the two. So you have 6 inputs on this one. On the output side of things, you have 2 SDI outputs, as well as 3 HDMI outputs, and again you have a dedicated multi-view. Now of those outputs you can assign your video feeds to being either a program, a preview, or an auxiliary feed. So you can assign your outputs on the back. Now what's great about that is if I have a confidence monitor and I want to be able to assign that to my auxiliary row, I can do it right here and switch just my confidence monitor there, but then again do my program and my preview switching from right here.
So it's independent of the main and preview that the audience
Exactly.
see,
So again, if you have a customer, maybe even a pastor that needs a confidence monitor at the front of the stage to see what their video feed is or what the next slide might be for their presentation, it's a great way to have that set it and forget it monitor right there. So another thing that really kind of makes this switcher unique is that it has a free remote control software that comes with it. Now, on the back side of the V60, there's a LAN port and that's how you're going to connect to a computer. In order to connect to a computer and have the computer communicate to the switcher, you need to put a managed switch in between the two. Today I brought with just a basic wireless router that I put between the computer and the switcher. That's an added benefit, which I'll talk about in a second, but I want to show you the remote control software and just show you how easy it is to get through your different, there it is right there, the different settings. If you're going to use the audio mixer within the remote control software, I suggest that the audio mixer, in the switcher, I suggest you get the remote control software because it's so much easier to get in here and grab a fader and really truly get in and do your switching.
That's an important thing kind of to mention. This also has audio built in. I'm looking at 4 XLR combo 1/4-inch jacks. You have mic preamps built in. I mean, it's not just a video switcher, but really a fairly capable and robust audio mixer, and it has balanced XLR outputs. So for me, that's kind of a big deal. I mean, I'm an audio guy at heart.
Absolutely.
I know you are too, but I won't tell anybody. So I mean, that's kind of a big deal to have that built in.
Yeah, I mean, bringing all your audio feeds in and then sending a balanced signal out the balanced outputs to maybe your front of house, so your audio guy can truly mix everything down. It's an added. Ben loves it. But getting into the audio mixer section, if you look at the remote control software down in the lower left-hand corner here quickly, when I hit setup above any channel, so I just chose audio channel 1, you have your gains, your digital gain, you have your panning left and right. You even have EQ built into this, as well as compression and gating. So you have a full digital audio mixer built into the V60. And again, it's real simple and real easy to get into with the remote control software.
Taking all the fun away from the front of house guy.
That's right. Another thing that this has on the audio side of things is if you look at it, I'll switch to the other menu here, and diving in a little bit, you can find where it has auto mixing, So, and you can find where all your audio is coming from. All your different audio sources. So if you look at the bottom, there's channels 1 through 4. Those are your XLR inputs on the back. You can go ahead and right above there's a weighting knob, and you can weight the inputs. So truly with this unit, you can set a moderator and set this up within the remote control software, and then right on the front of the unit, turn auto mixing on and off. So if I always want person on channel 1 to constantly come through when they pick up that microphone and speak, and everybody else will duck out, I can set that up and again just turn it on right from the front of the V60.
So for those who don't know what auto mixing is, basically it's as the name implies, it's an automatic mixer where the board then is going to look at the background noise that's going on, and then it's going to sense changes in the sound level on an input and say, okay, this person must be talking. I'm going to basically turn them up, or really by proxy turn everybody else down, so that you're always giving the gain to the active microphone. And what he's talking about with a moderator is maybe there's a situation where a couple people are talking, but we need that person to always come through. So when the auto mixer senses that person is talking, it pushes everybody else's faders down. So it's kind of like a little electronic, entity inside there, moving faders for you really fast in that sense. So.
Absolutely, it's a great feature, great benefit, and again, it kind of eliminates somebody sitting there always having to ride a fader to just have one person come through.
Yeah, for those who don't want to be audio people, I don't know why anybody wouldn't want to be an audio
right?
person, but
So, but that's kind of the audio section of the remote control software. If you look up top, I can do my switching directly from the unit here if I'd like to. The remote control software, again, very simple and very easy to set this up and to work with the remote control software. Now, another benefit of the fact that I had to put a managed switch between the switcher itself as well as the computer is it allows me to have something called wireless tally.
wait for it, this is cool.
Right? So with wireless tally, what it allows me to do is I can use any iPhone, Android, any device that will allow me to, an iPad, to connect to the internet, right? Or excuse me, to connect to a network. So right now I have this sending out a wireless signal. I've connected my iPhone to the wireless router. This unit, the V60 itself, has an IP address. And so I've taken that IP address and I've typed it into just the browser on Safari on my iPhone, and it allows me to have wireless tally. So right now channel 1 is loaded up for signal. So if I put this above the camera, it would say, well, look at channel 1, or excuse me, camera 1. As soon as I do my switch, it'll turn green. Oh, it'll turn green. You can see that there. So I can switch back and forth between the two and have wireless tally above my cameras, above my computers, whatever I need the talent to say, this is what I need you to stare at while we're doing our recording. It's a great feature to have, and again, since you need to run it through a managed switch anyways, it's an added benefit to have Smart Tally, is what we call it, built into the V60.
So you can basically take a couple of tablets or iPhones and a couple of webcams and set up a fairly well-directed multi-camera shoot.
Absolutely.
This is pretty cool stuff.
And it's all done wirelessly. Again, if you need to have a wired tally system going out to your cameras, there is a wired tally port on the back of the V60. But again, this is a great feature, especially for someone on a budget that might not have a tally system in place. It's a great way. Everybody's got an iPhone. Everybody's got a smartphone. Everybody's got an iPad, whatever it might be. And it's really easy and a cost-effective way for you to be able to do this.
Now, I noticed that the tally port also is a GPI port. So are there logic signals that the board is able to receive or send? GPI stands for General Purpose In. So obviously we have some type of, maybe we're getting a bit advanced, but
yeah,
there's more cool stuff under the hood, I think, yeah.
No, absolutely. There's a lot of things coming in there, and really, truly, that port that's on the back, the GPI, yes, you can do that, but a lot of people are truly using it just for a wired tally connection on the back. So to move along, there is a USB connection on the back. So as you can see, there's six buttons for your video feeds coming in, but then channels 7 and 8 are for your still stores. So if you wanted to load a still image into this unit and constantly have your church's logo or your company's logo or whatever it might be that you can pull in at any point in time, you do have the option to have your still images.
Show us what that logo looks like. Bam! There it is. All right.
There it is. And one of the things that he's
I never get tired of seeing that. Never.
That's awesome. And one of the things that he's using right there, he's using a Roland switcher behind the scenes here, but he's using something called keying. And that's a luminance key. So if you want to take and have your video feed and then layer a logo over the top, that's a luminance feed. If you need to have a chrominance key, you can actually take, and if we had a green screen behind us, you could put video behind us. All of our switchers, including the V60, will do
Which
both.
is probably a good reason why we don't.
Have fish swimming behind us or something.
For the people watching this, Nate is great, the guy behind the video switcher back there, but I don't know if I'll ever let him green screen me again. I just show up in all kinds of weird places,
So again, the V60 will do both chroma keying and luma keying for you. There's a dedicated downstream key button for you right there. There's a lot coming in the box here for you guys, a lot of bells and whistles. Again, it's a 6-input switcher with 5 outputs on the back, one of them being your dedicated multi-view.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Paul.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Ben.
Great pricing on the unit. Contact your favorite rep here at NLFX. And of course, if you have more questions about it, we love to talk nerds, so reach out to us and we'll be happy to answer your questions and discuss the V60HD or the wide range of other video products available from Roland. And thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.